if I were Satan trying to stop people from reaching their full potential and fulfilling their life's purpose, I would focus on subtle yet powerful tactics to create self-sabotage. And here's how. Guys, welcome back to the channel. This one is going to be interesting. I just recently got back hunting and I had this idea. I was, obviously you're sitting in a stand by yourself for 4 hours, waiting, watching grass grow and waiting for a deer to step out in front of you. But nonetheless, I was thinking, and I wrote out on AI. I asked AI, I said, if you were Satan, how would you try to control people? And the response was wild. It was wild, okay? Which shows me the kind of fight that we're fighting in men, and that why the Agogi exists and why I do what I do with my businesses and through the Agogi and through the other initiatives that I have in my life. And even the products and the classes that I've promoted. So AI responded, and I'm going to read verbatim what it said. AI responded, if I were Satan trying to stop people from reaching their full potential and fulfilling their life's purpose, I would focus on subtle yet powerful tactics to create self-sabotage. And here's how. It's almost as if they just read Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil. Number one, plant seeds of doubt. I'd instill limiting beliefs in people's mind, making them doubt their own worth and abilities. I'd amplify their fears, convincing them they're not good enough, so they hesitate to take action on their goals. Insert limiting beliefs course below. Hence the reason that is the number one thing people are not successful, because of self-limiting beliefs. If you have self-limiting beliefs, go check out, you can take the assessment below. It's a little quiz, but check out the limiting beliefs course. Promote distractions. Number two, I would flood their lives with constant distractions. Social media, entertainment, toxic relationships are material pursuits, keeping them too busy and preoccupied to reflect on their deeper purpose. How many are distracted in 2024 and only getting more with that? Oof. Encourage comparison, which everybody knows, comparison is the thief of joy. Well, not everybody knows that, but it is. I'd push them to compare themselves to others, making them feel inadequate by fueling envy and self-criticism. They'd focus more on what they don't have instead of cultivating their own gifts, staying in the gap versus living in the gain. Number four, foster a victim mentality. I'd persuade them that life happens to them, not for them. By making them believe that they have no control over the circumstances, they'd feel powerless to change or improve their situation. That's funny. My wife told me years ago, and because of my background, I struggled with a lot of this over the years, right? She would tell me that everything good happens to us. Everything good works out for us. And I would repeat that. And I still, to this day, I repeat that as almost like a mantra. Number five, I feel like this is just, the whole thing is just like the creation of the Agogi. Create comfort zones. I'd make them comfortable with mediocrity by convincing them that staying where they're at is safe and familiar. I'd ensure they never push through discomfort or challenge themselves to grow. Comfort kills, man. We're built for struggle. We are built for struggle. We are the most happiest when, if you think about the greatest things you've accomplished, and I've talked about this a lot, you think about the greatest things you've accomplished in life, it's always the most difficult thing that you've done. Whether it's a business, a kid, a personal accomplishment, climbing a mountain, running a marathon, losing weight, whatever the thing was that you got to really think, take inventory of the things that you're most proud about in your life. And they're always something you had to restrict, you had to struggle, you had to work for, you had to sacrifice. But yet our amygdala always tricks us into choosing comfort. It's a recipe for disaster. Number six, indulge in instant gratification. I'd make them addicted to immediate pleasure and short-term gains by valuing quick fixes over long-term fulfillment. They'd avoid the hard work necessary for lasting success. This is the reason why people that go to the gym are always impressive to me, because, and why fitness is a gateway drug, because you're taking someone who's waking up early, sacrificing their time and comfort to do a thing that gives them no immediate gratification. The gratification is ongoing. It takes forever, but you get done. The only immediate gratification that happens after a while is just the dopamine hit of like, okay, I feel better because I worked out. But the actual result, that there isn't immediate gratification. So it's one of the biggest things. Like if you're in this thing, like get up, go to the gym daily, do something physical daily, whether you feel like it or not. Delayed gratification instead of indulging in instant gratification. Number seven, instigate division. I would create conflicts within families, friendships, and communities to isolate them. People without strong connections to others struggle to feel supported or grounded, making it harder for them to achieve their goals. No man is meant to be an island to himself. We belong in tribes. We belong in communities. Oh man, it's just so good. Wait till I read the government one. The government want to take, if you can watch that video after this. Number 8, fuel anxiety and stress. I'd overload their lives with stress and anxiety, making them constantly worried about the future or overwhelmed by their present. In a state of anxiety, they'd be unable to focus on personal growth. Freaking wild. This is AI. Just remember, this is artificial intelligence that wrote this out. Number 9, distrust spirituality. I would encourage skepticism or mistrust of a spiritual practice that might guide them to discover their purpose. By keeping them disconnected from faith or self-awareness, they struggle to find meaning. And we see that today more than ever. People are struggling to find their purpose and find their meaning because they're looking external versus inward. Promote ego and pride. Finally, I'd whisper that success is about self-glorification rather than self-service or contribution. And focusing on their own ego, they lose sight of the larger impact they're meant to make on the world. Man. And I did the 3, if there's another video, the 3 G's of wealthy people or successful people. You can scroll back and find that. But there's 3 things in there that really, and I'm talking super successful, people that are even over my level. There's 3 traits, and one of those is service and contribution to others. You get to a point when you become successful that it's less about you making money, and it's more about your service to others. And the sooner you can connect your service to others or your contribution to the world, the more money you'll actually make. It's weird. It's not weird, but it's opposite of what you think. But it wraps up by subtly promoting these traps. I'd aim to keep people stuck, disconnected, and far from realizing the extraordinary potential they have within. Amazing. Amazing. And every single one of those, guys, every single one of those is like the world that we're living in right now. It's the reason why these are the things that we focus. Seeds of self-doubt, limiting beliefs, distractions in your life, not focus on your own goals. Comparison, Instagram comparing to me or comparing to somebody, their chapter 14 versus your chapter 1. And it's why you feel inadequate, because you're not comparing yourself to somebody other's chapter 1. If you did, you wouldn't feel that way. Having a victim mentality, that's a recipe for disaster. Take ownership of everything in your life. Creating comfort zones. Stay in the uncomfortable. Do something every single day that challenges you. And then set challenges and set dates to accomplish them. Indulge in instant gratification. Flip that to delay gratification. Do something that for a long time that's going to make you successful a long period of time. It's the journey. Be attached to the journey, not the result. Join a tribe. Join the Agogi. Get into our community. Join people that are like-minded, head in the same direction, that's having conversations like this. Don't be an island to yourself. And it's not the Agogi. Find a tribe. Find one your network is your net worth. So if you're hanging out with losers, you're going to be a loser. You're hanging out with people that are drinking, you're going to be drinking. Hanging out with successful people that are in a growth mindset, hanging out with 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th. Fuel anxiety and stress. Remove all of that. Remove it. And then there's and this is a hard one to do because there's unique tools that I work on in the Agogi where we talk about zone of genius and unique ability and how we get away from the things that are stressing you out and we put you into the place that you thrive, the things that give you energy. So that's a hard one to talk about in a short video. Distrust spirituality. Lean into your faith. Lean into it. In the Agogi, we actually have on Fridays, we have a group inside the Agogi called the Men of Faith, MFA, the Men of Faithful Action, and they meet every 9 to talk about that sort of thing. And that's been a great addition to the Agogi because it's like I said, we did it before this, but we knew that faith level and that belief level in yourself is a crucial part of being successful. And then you promote ego and pride. I mean, that's the reality. The reality is it's not about what you can do for yourself as more so as what you can do for others. And the reality is you need to become the very best version of yourself because there's somebody that is 1.0 of you that you have a responsibility to helping. And they will never get the help unless you transcend into the 2.0 or 3.0 version of yourself. So the fact that AI knows that is wild. And then right here, somewhere up here, Brandon's going to put a video where the same thing. If I wanted to be the government, how I control you. So anyways, guys, if those things, you take a hard look at your life and those are the things that you're struggling with, get into the Agogi. Join the Agogi down below. Okay, get in that limiting beliefs course. Find yourself a tribe. Get the tools that you can to crush this like everybody else has over the years and live your best life, man. Don't let people control you. Don't let Satan control you. Don't let an external thing. Like you be the captain of your own ship. And the last thing I'll say is Agogi Live, 2nd and 3rd. You can DM me live on Instagram or Facebook. I'll send you the link, or you can just drop it in the comments and we'll push it in there as well. Very interesting take. I'd be interested to know what your comments are. Drop them below. We'll get into a conversation. Other than that, never quit, never surrender, always forward, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.